children, welcome back to English class. In our previous class, we discussed reading segment 2 from lesson 7, how far is the river. On his way to river, he met at first time, he met a woodcutter and then he met a girl. Okay, they gave a brief description about that woodcutter who was a strong but with the rough. He could find on his face that he led a hard life. Because woodcutter, it's hard work, right? Hard job under the sun and in the forest you have to move. The second was girl. The first person, woodcutter, said it was 7 miles far away. Right from there where they were standing. Then the girl said 20 miles after walking a long time. Then he laughed and he ran away from there. Now let's see what happened. Okay, in the reading segment 3. Okay, here is reading segment 3. Presently means soon. Here presently means presently, not present. Presently means soon. Vocabulary, let's go to the vocabulary. Presently. Soon. Okay, soon. He saw another boy ahead of him driving a few sheep down the path. Again, after first woodcutter he met, second he met a girl, and then again he met a boy ahead of him driving a few sheep down the path. That boy was driving the sheep. Okay, on the path. Okay, how far is the river? He asked again. He didn't stop. Whoever he met, he went on asking the river, the distance of the river. He asked again the boy, how far is the river? He asked. The village boy smiled in a friendly way and said, oh, not far, just round the next hill and straight down. Oh, not far, just round the next hill you are going to meet a hill. Next down to that hill you are going to find the river. The boy feeling hungry. That time he was feeling hungry when he met the boy and when he asked him. Okay, the boy said, okay, not far. The boy said. Then somewhat relaxed. Then he started feeling hungry. Then he unwrapped, means opened the cover and his loaf of bread and broke it in off. Why did he break into off? Yeah, of course, you are correct. To give that boy was with him, right? So, offering one portion of that, one portion to that village boy and one portion for him. They sat on the hillside and ate in silence. You could see this here. Could you see here? Yeah. Okay, he was offering and in silence. Okay. When they had finished, they walked on together and began talking. The boy did not notice the smoothing of his feet. Okay, when they had finished, they walked on together. They walked and began talking and this and that about the river, forest, or something else about their family, mother, parents, something else. Okay, the boy did not. Now the boy did not notice the smoothing of his feet. Means pain in his feet. Okay, when he started talking with that boy, smarting of his feet means pain. Pain in his feet he did not notice now. Okay, pain in his feet he did not notice. Okay, and the heat of the sun and the distance he had covered and the distance he had to cover. All this he did not notice. One, the smoothing of his feet, that is pain in his feet. Then second, the hot sun. Under the hot sun he was walking, that he did not notice. He did not feel because he was talking with that boy. He was not concentrating on this. And also how long he walked and how long he need to walk still. Okay, that all he did not notice. But after some time, his companion, that village boy, had to diverse. Means take another way. Diverse means take another way. to take another way, okay, had to diverse another way along another path, and the boy was once more on his own. Again the boy became alone. When he was with that boy, he did not notice anything because he was talking with him and conversing with him about this and that. Again the boy has to diverse. His way was different. He was not going to that river. That village boy has to go to his village with that sheep or a few sheep, okay. Then he missed the village boy, that companion, that sometime, for some time he was his companion, right? He missed that village boy. He looked up and down the mountain path but could see no one. He was habituated for some time, right? He looked here and there that he could, whether he could get any other person to talk and walk with them. No one was there. No one used to walk to that river and that mountain because no villages were near there. They have to go another path, not to this mountain side, okay? And then his own home was hidden from view. He couldn't see his own home also now, okay. And by the side of the mountain, and the river was not in sight either. Not even he could, if you look back, he couldn't see the home. If you look front, he couldn't see the river. And here and there, up and down, no one was with him. It was like adventurous. It was like horrible sometimes. You feel that time while achieving something, you feel something tough time. But it actually it would be an adventurous after achieving. You understood. Sorry, you understand. Okay, that what all you face that tough time, that turns into adventurous. Okay, now let's see. And the river was not in sight either. He began to feel discouraged, somewhat like slight affright, scaring started in him because no one was there. Okay, and if someone had been with him, he wouldn't have faltered. He wouldn't have faltered means discouraged, I think. Yeah, here uncontrollably. He wouldn't have uncontrollably like discouraged or feeling that alone and all. Okay, they have given their faltered means uncontrollable. Okay, you wouldn't have uncontrolled. Like till now he was in eager to meet that, eager to see the river. Just now after that companion had moved from him, then after companion had left him, he started feeling somewhat discouraged, faltered. Okay, faltered means like uncontrollable now. But alone, he was feeling alone. He was tired and lonely. Now he started feeling tiredness and feeling loneliness also. Okay, he was sorry he had finished the bread. Already had finished and shared with that village boy, and he might want it later after walking back, and again he should come back. Can't stay there in that mountain or near the river. He had to come back, right? So he was like thinking all about that. Okay, yet he had come more than halfway he had now walked, and he couldn't turn back. He can't go back now. Okay, he had to go and see that river. He had to see the river, that's it. Okay, if he fell, he would always be ashamed of this experience. Now, for a long back, he had a wish to see that river. Now, he got that opportunity and he started and he set off and to the river, and now in the middle he was feeling discouraged and feeling alone, feeling tiredness. But anyhow, he couldn't stop his journey to that river. He couldn't go back. Okay, he had to move. Okay, that was the only one option left for him. Okay, he had to see the river. If he failed, he would always be ashamed of the experience. So he walked on and on along with the hot, dusty, stony path. He walked and walked along that hard, dusty path. Stones, scorching stones, means burning. Okay, past mud huts and terraced fields. Sometimes he saw mud huts. People were not staying there. They to stay somewhere in the middle of their way to destination while journey. They would have built some mud huts, and also terraced fields means very flat. Terraced fields, terrace means flat area. Terrace means flat area is called as terrace. Flat fields he had seen. Okay, he met the flat fields, terraced fields. Okay, and then what happened? Let us see. Until there were no more fields and earth, only forest and sun and loneliness. What was with him now? Now that companion, what all now his companions were son, not village boy now. No more village boy. He left to his way. He moved to his way. Okay, and son, and who else? And wait, his son, forest was with him. Forest and sun and his loneliness. These three were his companions. Now there was no man and no sign of man's influence. He understood that no more, no person is going to arrive because it's already now midday past, around 2 to 3 o'clock like that. How could you meet? All persons would be in that time in the villages at home having their lunch and taking rest. Okay, no sign of a man, and he understood no more influence of any men and boys now. Okay, and then what is that? Where we stand? Yeah, and there was no man and no sign of man's influence, only trees and rocks. Only trees and rocks and bramble and flowers, and only silence was with him. Okay, bramble means here a thorny bush. Bramble, B-R-A-M-B-L-E means thorny bush. Thorny. Here, chango. Thorny. H-O-R-N-Y bushes. Thorny bushes and flowers on one big silence was with him. Sun, forest, loneliness, silence, thorny bushes, and some rocks were with him. That's it. The silence was impressive and a little frightening. Silence would be sometimes very good, but little frightening. You feel sometimes a very quietness. We people are habituated with the city life. We can't, like, we feel silence as like very frightening. That too in the forest. It will be definitely frightening. Okay, it was different from the silence of a room or a street. Okay, see now. A room silence and a street silence and the forest silence are totally different. Now he was facing forest silence. It's not like room silence, not like street silence. Okay, you feel that room silence means if you come out from the room, the silence you are going to break. If you come out from that street and reach you once you are home, the silence is going to break. But that forest silence, to break that, hours again come back. Again you are going to face that forest silence for a long time, right? Okay, now let's see that it was different from the silence of a room or street. It was a silence of space of the unknown. It's like as if it's another space, like unknown space. Okay, different place and silence of different place and unknown place also. Okay, there wasn't any movement either except for the bending of grass beneath the boy's feet. There was no movements at all. Now wherever he just kept his feet, that the grass bending movement only you could feel. The grass, if you keep your legs or feet on that grass, the grass is going to bend right that moment. That's the meaning. Except for the bending of grass beneath the boy's feet. Beneath meaning under. B-E-N-E-A-T-H. Beneath. Under the feet. Under his feet, the grass bending. Grass was bending whenever he moved. He stepped on the grass. The grass used to bend. That moment only you could see. And what else? Are the circling of a hawk high above the pine trees. Pine, thorny trees. Pine trees. Above the pine trees, you could see that circling of hawk bird. Hawk is a bird. Okay, hawk means a bird, you know, that eats smaller animals even. A big bird, hawk. Okay, hawk. Then let's see, hawk high above the pine trees. Then as the boy rounded a short bend, the silence broke into sound. Till now he experienced only that silence, silence, silence. Okay, now the silence was broken. Okay, a sudden roaring sound he heard. Do you think lion arrived? No, not at all. The sound of the river. It's not lion roaring sound. The river was roaring sound. You know that waves, movements, waves, river waves and all. That you hear that sound as like roaring, like that. Okay. A sudden roaring sound. The sound of the river. A fat fall down in the valley, the river tumbled over the rocks. Means to move in particular direction. Tumble, falling down also you will get tumble. But here, tumble means to move in a particular direction. To move in a particular direction. To move in a particular direction is called tumbled. Okay, and then over the rocks the river was tumbling and fast and frenzied. Frenzied means uncontrollably. Okay, uncontrollably it was moving. Nana faltered means hesitated or felt discouraged. Faltered means discouraged. Here, frenzied means that river is flowing uncontrollably, moving into the direction into the rocks. Okay, that's the meaning of frenzied. Frenzied means uncontrollably it's moving. Frenzied. F-R-E-N-Z-I-E-D. Frenzied means uncontrollably. Uncontrollably. Okay, and then what is that? Faltered means discouraged. Faltered, discouraged, discouraged. Okay, discouraged, faltered, discouraged. Okay, yeah. Then let's see that one. The boy gasped means taking a breath after seeing that real. My God, after a long time, that was his wish. As soon as he saw the real. Okay, gasp. Gasp means to take a sudden breath with your open mouth. Where should I write? Gasp. Gasp. Okay, here. Let me write gasp. To take a sudden, I'm writing here. To take a sudden breath with open mouth. With mouth open. With mouth open. Okay. And then let's see now what happened. Okay. He slipped and stumbled. No. And began to run. Oh, river! That he saw the river and he expressed in this taking a breath suddenly with open mouth. Okay, and he slipped and stumbled means hit your stumble means he ran started running, then while running he stumbled. Stumble means to hit your feet to the rock, to hit your foot, to hit your foot to the stone or rock, to something. Let's write to hit your foot to something. Okay, to something. Okay, then let's see what happened. And far down in the valley, the river tumbled over rocks, forced and frenzied. The boy gasped and began to run. He slipped and stumbled, but still he ran. he hit his feet, but he ran. That's it. He achieved, like as if you achieved something like World Cup, like that. He saw, and that's an adventurous. Okay, and then he ran. Then he was ankle deep in the painfully cold mountain water. That mountain water was very cold, painful. Now, you can't touch for a long time. But his legs up to his ankle, he kept his feet in the river up to his ankle. It was wet and it was very cold and painful, that river. And the water was blue and white and wonderful. That was, he felt and he experienced actually that he wanted to experience, and he experienced it at last. In the end, eventually he reached that river. Okay, that's the story of this. How far is the river? Okay, he did really an adventurous. This is an adventurous like experience to that boy. Okay, now let's see the, before we end up this lesson, I mean, this, not this class, this lesson at least. Now let's go with that vocabulary. Presently means here soon. Okay, and then smarting off his feet means pain in his feet. Okay, then let's go with the, something like stumble, to hit your foot to something. Okay, and then diverse, take another way. Terraced means flat area. Bramble, thorny bushes. Hawk, a bird. Tumble, to move into a particular direction. Then falter means discouraged. And then frenzied, uncontrollably. Okay, gasp, to take a sudden breath with mouth open. I could see the river now after a long journey alone, scared, this, that, with more experiences. Okay, he reached the river. Have that curiosity to life to do something. Then, after achieving that, you get a different feeling, the different satisfaction that you should experience yourself. Okay, and that's all for this lesson. Okay, we have finished it into 3 segments. Okay, now here is something like talk about it. Let's finish this first exercise. Read and understand, work with your partner and correct the answers. Discuss and compare your answers with another pair of students. Share your answers. The boy dashed see the river from his house. Could he see, could or could not see? What is your answer? From his house, could he see? What stood between the river and the house? A mountain. That means the boy could not see the river at all, right? So the first answer, could not. Okay. Then the same lesson, far from the river, textbook exercises. Okay, textbook exercises. The first one, the boy could or could not see the river from his house. Could not. The first one is could not. He could not see. The second one, there was a mountain between the house and the river. There was a mountain or there was no mountain? There was a mountain between the house and the river. There was a mountain. Second one is was a mountain. Third one, the boy did or did not pass a milkman. The boy did not pass a milkman. Did he meet many persons he met on his many persons he met actually on his way to the river. Okay, did he meet milkman? No. He met a woodcutter, he met a girl, he met a village boy, but not milkman. He did not. What is that option? Did not. Did not. Now let's go with the fourth one. The boy's hair was combed neatly or wasn't combed neatly? Wasn't combed neatly. The boy's hair wasn't combed neatly. Then his parents, the next one, his parents dash away all day. His parents were going to be away all day, were not going to be all day. Were going to be away. Were going to be away all day. Fifth one. Then sixth one. The lost village on the way to the river was the mountain. The lost village on the way to the river was before the mountain or after the mountain? Before, because the boy took the diversion, right? Before the mountain only you could find, but not near. They have to walk again for a long time. Then they are going to reach that village. Not on the way. I said right, no villages on the way. You should take you have to take diversion and you have to move again. You have to walk again for miles. Okay? Okay, that's all for this video, and let's discuss the remaining part of the textbook exercises in our next video. Before we end up, let's go with this. First answer couldn't, textbook exercises saying first one couldn't, wasn't, third one didn't, fourth one wasn't, fifth one were going to be, sixth one before. Okay, bye bye for now. Have a nice time.